Hello students, today I'm here to End of Year Evaluation 2018 Department of Education Northwestern Province Paper 1. So this is 2 hours paper. So you get 2 parts. First part 25 questions, short questions, and part B you get 5 questions that you have to answer. So 1 hour for part A and 1 hour for part B. So when it comes to one question, how many minutes you can spend? You can spend 2 minutes and 24 seconds. And for part B, you get 5 questions. So one question you can spend 12 minutes. And you get part B, each question worth 10 marks, and part A, one question worth 2 marks. So spaces are provided in this paper. So make sure that you write all the steps inside the space given. And paper 2, spaces are not given, so you can ask line papers for that. So we'll try to do this one. 2018 Northwestern Province, Paper 1. So these are the questions you can try first. And after you finish, check with my answers. Question number 1. Underline the nearest value for root 75. It's given 5 root 3. So that's the simplified form given. So how you find out this one? 5 times something. So all values are 5 times. So you have to decide whether it's 1.6 or 1.5, 1.7. But can you remember the square root lesson? If it's square root 75, we are taking nearest square numbers. So 64 and 81. So when you take the square roots, it's 8 and 9. So this is 8 point something. How we find out the fraction value? So you get the difference between these two. That's 17. Difference between these two. That's 11. So you are getting a value 11 over 17. These two fractions. So roughly how much? 11 over 17. So you get, this is 6. This is 6. 6 times 7, 42. And 6 times 1, 6 plus 4, 10. So 0.6. So 8.6. A value close to 8.6. So we'll just multiply and see. 5 times 1.7. 8.5. 5 times 1.6. 8. And 5 times 1.8 is 9. Now which one is closer to 8.6? So you don't need this one. So you can check it, but that's lower than 8. So this is close to this one. That's one method. But you don't need that one because 2 minutes you can easily find using another method. Can you remember these values? This is 5 times 5 times root 3. Can you remember the root 3 value? If you know those surd values, it's easy. So what's root 2? 1.414. 14. Remember that. Root 3, 1.732. Root 5, you get 2.236. So if you know this surd value, easily you can see this is 1.7. So you can underline this answer. 5 into 1.7. And root 17, can you remember? 4.123. Some cert values you can memorize. So, especially root 2 and root 3, you can easily remember. 732. And we can give marks now. So, 2 marks for the whole question, identifying what's this value. So, within 2 minutes, you have to do this. Try to do with the shortest method. If you can remember straight away, you get 5 into 1.7. Question number 2. According to the Venn diagram given, shade the region which belongs to A union B dash. That means complement. Complement means everything outside. A union B is inside the circle, 2 circles. Outside, so you need to shade it. Outside means this part. So A union B dash. So you get 2 marks again for that. Shading, union, outside, complement. Everything outside, union. Question number 3. This is index notation. Write 3 to the power minus 2, 1 over 9 in the logarithmic form. So remember 10 squared is 100. That means log. This is base. Base goes here and the index comes here and this is number. 10 to the power 2 is 100. That's how you write down index notation and the logarithmic notation. So how you can write this one? We can write log base 3 1 over 9 equals minus 2. So you get 2 marks for that. Question number 4, solve. So how we solve that? So there are 2 methods. You can take 2 out, factorize this. You get 60. And find out the factors. What's x squared minus 16? You can write as difference between 2 squared terms. 16 is 4 squared. So if this is a squared minus b squared, you can write down the factors as a plus b, a minus b, difference between 2 squared terms. You can apply that. X minus 4, x plus 4. If the product is 0, a into b is 0, you can say either a is 0 or b equals 0. So using that, these are the 2 products. 2 is a constant. You can divide by 2 and get rid of that. So x minus 4 equals 0 or x plus 4 equals 0. So what are the solutions? 4 or minus 4. Or you can do this way as well. I'll do it here. You can take 32 to the other side. 2x squared equals 32. Divide both sides by 2. X squared is equal to 16. Take square root. X becomes, when you take square root, you can write plus or minus. Square root of 16 is 4. Then you get x equals plus 4 or x equals minus 4. You can use any method. So you get 2 marks for that. Question number 5. The side AB of the parallelogram ABCD is produced to E. If BD is equal to CD or DC and BAD is 42. This is given 42. Find the values of x and y. This is a parallelogram. So what can you say about that? Can you see? This and this alternate angles. So straight away you can write y equals 42. Z angle means alternate angles. And you don't need actually these two lengths. You can straight away write down x also. What's this and this? Two parallel lines. X is 42. What's the reason? Corresponding angles. So x is 42 and y is 42. So 1 mark for x, 1 mark for y value. Question number 6. A seller bought 1,500 mangoes at the price 25 rupees per one and he sold them at the price of 30 rupees per one. Find the percentage of profit gain. So what's the profit? Profit is selling price is 30, buying price 25, 5 rupees. So how you find out the percentage profit? Percentage profit is profit divided by the buying price into 100. 25 times 4, 4 times 5, 20%. So you get marks, 1 mark for finding profit and then profit percentage, 1 mark. Question number 7. The water in the vessel A of the water filler flow to the vessel B from here to here at the rate of 50 milliliters per 1 minute. According to that, find the amount of water flown to vessel B in 1 hour. So how many minutes for 1 hour? 60 minutes we need. So multiply this by 60. So you get 3000 milliliters, but they want in liters. Divide by 1000 and you get 3 liters. So 3 liters per 1 hour. So 1 mark and 1 mark just to multiply by 60. Now you can try 8 to 14. So the spaces are here. So you have to write down the answers here. Question number 8. According to the information given in the figure, find the values of P and Q. The two lines are parallel and these two angles are equal. If this is 48, this is 48. Opposite angles. Then look at this triangle. This is 90. So what's P angle? P is 90 minus 48 because already 90 there. So these should be 90. 90 minus 48, you get P value. 42 degrees. Now, look at carefully. These two lines are parallel. If this is P, and this is isosceles triangle, this is P. So you can find out Q angle using 180, the sum of angles in a triangle, minus 2P. 180 minus 2 times 42. 84, subtract 6 and 9. So you get 96 degrees for Q and 42 for P. So 1 mark for P and 1 mark for Q angle. Question number 9, simplify. So algebraic fractions. You can write like this and simplify. X plus 1 get cancelled out. 7 times 1, 7 times 3. So what's remaining? 2 over 3. So you get 2 marks for that. 1 mark and 1 mark. Question number 10. A work which is completed by 6 men in 3 days can be completed by a machine in 1 hour. So this is in 1 hour. How many men does it need to allocate to complete a work in 6 days which can be completed by the machine in 3 hours? So you need to find out man days. So if this is 6 men can complete 3 days, how many man days are there? 6 times 3, 18. But this is for 1 hour. If it's 3 hours, so you have to multiply this by 3. 3 times 8, 24. 2 remaining. 3 times 1, 3 plus 2, 5. 54 man days for the other work. But we know 6 days are there. So how many men needed for 54 man days? 54 divided by 6. That's 9 men needed to complete the work that the machine can do within 3 hours. So you get 1 mark and 1 mark for the answer. Question number 11. AB is a diameter of a circle with the center O. According to the given information, find the magnitude of ACO. ACO means this angle. How can we find out that angle? So O is the center. So you can say these lines are equal. All these are radii. OA, OB, OC. Now, and also this is the diameter. Any semicircle angle is 90 degrees. So C angle is 90 degrees. If this is 40, this is 40 because of isosceles triangle. So what is ACO angle? You can straight away find out 90 minus 40. 50 degrees. So this becomes 50 degrees here. Because semicircle angles are 90 degrees. You can write that ACB is 90. Semicircle angle. So you get 1 mark and 1 mark for the method. Question number 12. A and B are two mutually exclusive events. Mutually means no intersection. So probability of A intersection B, not union. A intersection B is 0. Mutually exclusive events, and PA is 1 over 6 and PB is 1/3. What is probability A union B? What's the formula for union? Probability of A plus probability of B. If the two circles are separated, you don't have to subtract the intersection. So straight away you can add 1 over 6 and 1 over 3. Convert to the same denominator. That's 2, 6. So 3 over 6 divide by 3. You get half. So 1 mark for this and for the formula. Question number 13. The cone given in the figure B is prepared by using the sector given in the figure A with the radius L and the arc length 22. So this length is 22 centimeters. Find the base radius of the cone. So when you fold this one, you get this part. Same thing. When you fold here and here, when you paste it, the circumference of this cone is equal to 22. So what's the circumference of a circle if the radius is r? 2 pi r. So 2 pi r becomes 22 now. We know 2 pi is 22 over 7 and r we need to find. So what's r? 22 times 7 divided by 2 into 22. You get 7 over 2. That means 3.5 centimeters is the radius of the cone. So 1 mark for the answer and 1 mark for the method. Find the perimeter of the quadrilateral ABCD according to the given information. So you need to find out CD length. To find out CD length, you need this one first. First we'll use Pythagoras for ABD triangle. BD squared is equal to 4 squared plus 3 squared. You get 16 plus 9, that's 25. That means BD is 5. Now we found out BD is 5. Now you can apply again Pythagoras for BCD triangle. So what is CD squared? BD squared. That's 25 plus 12 squared. 25 plus 144. 12 times 12. You get 169 is CD squared. So what is 169? 13 squared. So CD becomes 13 centimeters. Now we found out this is 13. So what's the perimeter of the figure? Just add all lengths. So perimeter becomes 4 plus 3, 12 and 13. Just add it. 7, 10, 12, 1 remaining and 3. 7, 20, 32. 32 centimeters is the perimeter. So you get 1 mark here and finding this one, 1 mark. If you know Pythagorean triplets, you don't have to use the Pythagoras theorem and find out what are the triplets. 3, 4, 5. And any multiple, it works. So here, and another triplet is 5, 12 and 13. So if you know Pythagorean triplets, you can straight away find out that's 13 centimeters. Now you can try 15 to 20 and we'll do separately. Question number 15. A histogram drawn according to the times spent by athletes to complete a marathon is given below. Find the number of athletes who complete the marathon, the total number. So all these intervals are equal widths. So you can straight away take this value. So what's the frequency? Here 2, here 4, 4 here, and here 8, This one 6 and this one 2. Add all together. So number of athletes becomes adding all the frequencies. 2 plus 4 plus 4 plus 8 plus 6 plus 2. 4 and 4, 8, 10, 20 and 26 athletes are there. So that's the answer for this question. So 2 marks. Question number 16. Of the cyclic quadrilateral ABCD, AB is produced to E and AD is produced to F. If CBE is 132, find the value of X. This one. So this is a cyclic quadrilateral and this angle is the exterior angle. So what's the theorem? Exterior angle is equal to the opposite interior angles of a cyclic quadrilateral. This is 132. So what is X? X is straight away 180 minus 132 because this is a straight line. So you get 48 degrees for X. So 2 marks for that. Identifying this angle and then subtract from 180. Question number 17. Find the gradient of the line given with the intercept 2. Intercept is where it cuts the y-axis. And write its equation in the form y equals mx plus c. So you need to find out the gradient m. How we find out? You know the coordinates. This is 3, 5. What about this one? 0, 2. What's the formula to find out the gradient? M y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 or other way around. y1 minus y2 you can take. Then take any point as x1, y1, x2, y2. We can do that. 5 minus 2 over 3 minus 0. 3 over 3, that's 1. So you found m. So what's the equation? Y equals m. M is 1x plus y-intercept is 2. Here c equals 2 given straight away. So y equals x plus 2. Equation and finding the slope, 1 mark. Question number 18. Of the parallelogram PQRS, the midpoint of SR is x. It's already marked. The produced line PX and QR meet at the point Y. Write the case of congruency of the triangles PSX and XYR. These two triangles, this and this. What can you say about these two triangles? PSX triangle and YRX triangle. SX is given, XR. That's X is the midpoint. It's given. And we know this angle is equal to this angle. SXP is YXR. Opposite angles are equal. And also these two lines are parallel because it's a parallelogram. PQRS is a parallelogram. So we can say this angle is equal to this angle. SPX angle is XYR angle. Alternate angles. alternate angles are equal. Two angles and one side equal. So these two are congruent because of angle, angle, side. So you need to just write down the case, angle, angle, side. So you don't need to write down everything. For explanation, I did that. So just identify what is the case of the congruency. So this is angle, angle, side. So you get 2 marks for identifying the proper case. Question number 19, factorize. Make factors. Here, 9 you can write as 3 squared. What's this? 2 terms with square terms. Difference between 2 square terms. You can write one factor plus and the other factor minus. So this is one term, x plus 1. You have to write as it is. This can be plus or minus. So you get x plus 4 and x minus 2. So 2 marks for that. Find the greatest integer which satisfies the inequality. 4x plus 2, 3x plus 5. Take all x terms to one side and numbers to the other side. Better to take the lower value to the other side. So 3x I'm taking to this side and 2 take it to the other side. So 4x minus 3x, 5 minus 2. Plus 2 becomes minus 2. This becomes x and 5 minus 2, that's 3. So x less than 3. 3 is not included. So what are the possible integers? 2, 1, 0 like that. So they are asking what is the greatest one? Greatest one is x equals 2. That's the highest integer. So you get 2 marks for that. So 1 mark for the solving inequality and identifying 2, 1 mark. Now you can try 21 to 25. Question number 21. PR and AB are 2 tangents of a circle with the center O. According to the information given in the figure, find the value of SQR. SQR is this big angle, this whole thing. How we find out that? This is the angle between the tangent and the chord. According to alternate segment theorem, this one is equal to the opposite interior angle. So this is 45, this is 45. So alternate segment theorem. So SQC is 45. Alternate segment theorem. Now, easily you can find out SQR. SQR is 45 plus 65. 5 plus 5, 10, and 6 plus 4, 10 and 1, 11, 110. So here, 1 mark here and 1 mark for the method. The side length of the square given in the figure is 14. That's a square. Find the area of the shaded part. So how can we find out the shaded part? Area. First write down shaded area is equal to area of the square. 14 times 14 minus area of this sector, quarter of a circle. So you have to divide by 4. This is 90 degrees. So pi r squared is full circle and divide by 4. So 14 times 14, 196. Check it. 10 and 4. So 196 minus 22 over 7, r. R is 14. And here 1/4 is there. Divide by 2. And here divide by 7. Divide by 2. So you get 196 minus 7 times 22. 154. So subtract 42 square centimeters because this is an area. So 42 square centimeters, 1 mark for this and 1 mark to identify the method. Question number 23. If following statements are true, put correct mark to the box. When the two matrices are added, the order of the matrices should be equal. And when the two matrices are subtracted, it is not needed. For addition and subtraction, order should be the same. So this statement is wrong. To multiply two matrices, the number of columns of the first matrix should be equal to the number of rows of the second matrix. Yes, if it's m times n in the second one, the other one should be n times anything. So this should be equal. Number of columns in the first one should be equal to number of rows in the second one. So that's correct. 1 into n is a row matrix. 1 means 1 row and you get several n values, n columns. So that's a row matrix. That's correct. So you get marks altogether. You get 2 marks for identifying all 3 correctly. And if 1 wrong, you get half of a mark. Question number 24. The locus of the point equidistant to A is given by the arc BC. So that's a circle they have drawn, quarter of a circle. Draw the location of the point P which locates on the arc BC and the equidistance from A to B, A and B. So what are the loci things you have to remember? Equidistance from a point, that's a circle. Then equidistance from 2 points, that's the perpendicular bisector. Equidistance from 2 lines, that's the angle bisector. And equidistance from a line, you get parallel lines above and below. So which one is that? So you have already given this part. And now they are asking equidistance from 2 points. That's the perpendicular bisector. So what you can do? So you can draw the perpendicular bisector. Take the compass here and you can draw 2 arcs here and here. This other way. When you keep it, you get here and here. So 2 arcs like that and you can connect with a ruler. That's the perpendicular bisector. That means this length is equal to this length. And this is 90 degrees. The intersecting point of this bisector, perpendicular bisector and this arc is the required one. So the locus of a point equidistant to A. So P, point P is here. So marking correctly with arcs like this, you get 2 marks for that question. Question number 25. That's the last question in part A. If AB is root 19 and AC is 9, find the sine value of ACB, this angle. To this angle, AB is the opposite. That's root 19. And AC is 9. So you need the hypotenuse. So what is BC squared? Use Pythagoras theorem. So you get 9 squared plus root 9, root 19 squared. Root and square root get cancelled out. You get here 81 plus 19. 100. What's 100? That's 10 squared. So we can find easily BC is 10 centimeters. Now you know what's the sine ratio? SOHCAHTOA. Sine, opposite over hypotenuse. Cos, adjacent over hypotenuse. And tan is opposite over adjacent. So you take sine. Sine of ACB is equal to root 19 over hypotenuse is 10. This is the hypotenuse, always opposite to 90-degree angle. So this is the answer. So you get 1 mark for this, and finding BC length, 1 mark. So that's the last question. So we did 25 questions in part A. And now we'll try the second part, part B. You get 5 long questions. Now you can try part B. So first 2 questions. Each question you can spend 12 minutes. We'll take the first one. So read and try to do that. I'll do in the next slide. Question number 1. Following conditions are requested when a housing loan is given by certain institute. 70% of the value of the land allocated to construct the house can be obtained as a loan. 1/3 of the loan should be allocated for the making the floor. 3/14 of the remaining amount of the loan should be allocated for the sanitary purposes. So these are the requirements. When you are given a loan, these should be satisfied. Step by step, they are giving money. After spending for the making the floor, what is the remaining portion of the total amount of the loan on the hand of Mr. Siridasa, who obtained a loan by agreeing to the above conditions? So 70% of the value. So after spending for making the floor. So floor is 1/3. So the amount you can get for the floor is 1/3 of the loan. So what's the remaining? So remaining part is 1 minus 1/3. So they are asking just after spending for 1/3 for the total amount, that's for the floor, what's the remaining part? 1 minus 1/3. So 3/3 minus 1/3 is 2/3 of the full thing. What is the portion of the total amount of the loan spent by Mr. Siridasa for the sanitary purposes? So sanitary purposes is 3/14 of the remaining amount. Remaining amount is 2/3. So you get 3/14 of that. This is for sanitary. So 3 get cancelled out, 2 and 1, 2 and 7. So you get 1/7 from the whole thing. Now we'll look at the third part. If the amount spent for the making the flow is 20,000 more than the amount spent for the sanitary purposes. Find the loan amount taken by Mr. Siridas. So we have to find out the difference. So 1/3 for the flow and sanitary 1/7. So the difference is 20,000. So what's the common denominator? 21. So 7 times 1, 7, and 3 times 1, 3. 4/21. This is the difference between the flow, making the flow and for the spending sanitary purposes. So this part, 4/21, is 20,000 rupees. So they are asking, what's the loan? So you have to find out one part and multiply by 21. So loan is 20,000. Divide by 4, that's one part, and multiply by 21, you get all parts. So 5,000 into 21. 1, 2, 3. 5 times 1, 5. 5 times 2, 10. 105,000 rupees is the loan Mr. Siridas has taken. Find the value of the land of Mr. Siridas. This is, loan is 70% of that value, of the land value. So what's the value of the land? So value of the land becomes so this is 70%. So you divide by 70 and multiply by 100 to get the full amount. 0 get cancelled out. Then 7 times 1, 7. For 35, that's 5. 1,500 multiplied by 100. 150,000. 150,000 rupees is the value of the land, and he took 105,000 as the loan from that. Those are the 4 parts. So we'll give marks now. So this value you can get 2 marks. And here 1 mark to find out the difference and 2 marks to find out the loan. So 3, 5. And you can get 2 marks here, and this is 2 marks, and we can give 1 mark for this calculation as well. So 3 and 3. So 3 and 3, 6, and 4, 10 marks for that question. Now we'll look at the second one. You can try this. This is about area. So I'll do that in the next page. The sector AEF is a sketch of a ground plan of a modern building to be constructed in the rectangular block of land ABCD. AF is 28 centimeters and EB is the entrance of the block of land. Take pi as 22/7. What is the fraction of the sector from a circle with the same radius? This fraction. So we know angle is 45. If it's a full circle, that's 360. So what's the fraction? 45/360. 9 times 5, 9 times 40. Again, divide by 5, 1 and 8. That's 1/8 of a circle. So you can get 1 mark there. Find the area of the portion AEF of the land allocated to construct the building. Area of a sector. So 1/8 is the fraction pi r squared. Pi is 22/7. Radius is 28. Pi r squared. That's the area of AEF sector. 7 times 4. 4 times 2. 2 times 11. 11 times 28. Do you know the easy way? When you multiply by 28, when you multiply by 11, you write 2 and 8 separately and you can add it and put it here. So 2. Do you know the easiest way to multiply by 11? You write down the first and last digit separately and you add 8 plus 2, 10. So you get 10. So 0 and this becomes 3. 10, you add 1 to that. 308. So 11 times 8, 88. And 11 times 2, 22 plus 8, 30. So 308 square centimeters. Yeah. So this is centimeters. So the area is square centimeters. So you can get 2 marks for this part. Look at the other part. If the area of the block of land ABCD is equal to 3 times of the area of the sector AEF, find the length of the entrance EB. So what's the ABCD area? 3 times the area we got before. 308. That's equal to length into breadth. So we know this is 28. So this is also 28 centimeters. So you get the same radius there. So we'll take AB length. AB into 28 is equal to 3 times 308. So what's AB? 3 into 308 divide by 28. Seven times 4, 7 times 4, 28, and again 4. 2 times 2, 2 times 22, and again 11. So you get 11 times 3, 33 centimeters for AB. But they ask the entrance, EB. We know this is 28 centimeters. So what's the entrance? EB is equal to 33 minus 28. So 5 meters is the, this is all in meters. So we'll check that. So all these should be meters because this is a land. So we can put 28 meters there. And all these values, I'll change it to meters. 28 meters, and this one, my answer is also in meters. So everything in meters. Now it's all right. So how you give marks for that part? So that's 5 meters is the entrance. So we can give 3 marks for this. So we need the difference is 1 mark, and calculating this one, 2 marks. So 3 marks for that part. Here, this is also in meters. So this part also we have to change. Okay, now we'll do the next one. Find the length of the arc EF. So arc length. How you find out the arc length? Arc length is equal to, this is 1/8 into 2 pi r. 2 into pi, 22/7 into 28. 7 times 4, 28. 4 times 2. And this 2 get cancelled out. 22 meters is the arc length. So 2 marks for this. Now we'll do the next part. The shaded portion is a compound which located outside of the building. Find the perimeter of the shaded portion of the land. So do we know all these lengths? This is 28. And we found out EF, that's 22, arc length. And this is EB, we found the gate is 5 meters. And this is 28. And we found out AB, that's 33. And this is 28. We have all the lengths, outside lengths, to find out the perimeter. So perimeter becomes 28, 28, 22, 5 and 33. All these outer lengths. Here we forgot to take this 28 as well. So all lengths are there. So what's the value? 8 times 3, 24, 26, 29, 34. 3 remaining, 5, 7, 9, 11, 14. So 144 meters is the perimeter of the shaded portion. So how many marks we can give? We have already given marks for these parts. So this is 3, 6, 7, 8. So 2 marks for this question. Altogether 10 marks. Now you can try question number 3, 4. So question number 3, part A and B. Try this. So we'll do part A. 500,000 rupees of the annual income of Mr. Vijitha is tax-free. 4% of income tax should be paid for remaining amount of his annual income. His monthly income is 55,000 rupees. Now, normally, how we can pay tax? First 500,000 rupees tax-free. For next 500,000, that's 4% tax. Next 500,000, that's 8%. Like that, it's increasing. So the monthly salary is 55,000 rupees. So what's the first part? Find the annual income. So 12 months are there. So annual income is 55,000 rupees into 12. 12 times 5, 60. 6 remaining. 12 times 5, 60 plus 6, 66. And 3 zeros. 660,000. So from that 500,000 tax-free. So tax-free for 500,000. So you can subtract 500,000 from that. 160,000 you have to pay tax. So that's less than 500,000. So 4% tax. So they are asking, find the annual income tax to be paid by Mr. Vijitha. So annual income tax. So 4% of that. So annual income tax 160,000 into 4%. 4 times 6, 24. 4 times 1, 4 plus 2, 6. So he needs to pay 6,400 as annual income tax. So we can give 2 marks for this value and 2 marks for this part. We'll take the next one. Part B. Mr. Vijitha bought shares by investing 72,000 rupees when price of a share of a certain mass media company is 12 rupees. 3 rupees and 50 cents per each share is paid as the dividend for the shareholders of the company. Find the number of shares bought by Mr. Vijitha. So Vijitha bought shares by investing 72,000 rupees each. He paid 12 rupees. So we can easily find out number of shares. ₹72,000 he spent. Each one 12 rupees. So 6,000 shares he bought. If all shares he owns are sold when the market price is above company is 15 rupees. At the next day, company noticed that the dividends will be paid for shares. Find the capital gain obtained by Mr. Vijitha. So capital gain. So he bought shares for 12 and here selling for 15. So what's the gain? Gain is 15 minus 12 rupees. That's 3 rupees from each share. And we need capital gain. So how we find out capital gain? So 3 rupees from each share and there are 6,000 shares. So you get 18,000 18,000 rupees is the capital gain. And if he did not sell shares, find the profit that he can obtain. So you get profit from the dividend. So 3.50 means 3 rupees and 50 cents for each one. So what is the income from dividends? Income is 3.50 into 6,000. We'll put 3 zeros and multiply by 6 first. 0, 30, 3 remaining. 6 times 3, 18, 21. So put 2 zeros now. So 21,000 rupees. So what can you say about this? 5 If he did not sell shares, find the profit that he can obtain. The difference is the profit. So profit becomes then 21,000 there and 18. So 21,000 minus 18,000, 3,000 rupees profit you get if he did not sell shares. So after he sold, this is the profit he got. But if he keeps, he will get 21,000. So what's the profit difference between these two? 3,000 rupees profit. So that's part B. So we'll give marks for that. So 2 marks here. For first one and second one, 2 parts. So you can get now already 4 plus 2, 6 given. So 4 marks. So 2 marks here and 2 marks there. So 4 plus 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So altogether 10 marks for this question. Now we'll look at the next one, question number 4. An incomplete table including the marks obtained by a set of students for an assignment having maximum mark of 25 who participated for the mathematical workshop and an incomplete histogram drawn to represent the students' marks are given below. Complete the table by using the histogram. Complete the histogram according to the information given in the table. Draw the frequency polygon according to the histogram. So we can do this question here. So look at carefully the intervals first. The width of the intervals, this is like 5, 5, 5, but here 10. So that means you can't represent this value. So you can divide by 10. Divide by 10. Or here if you divide by 5, all these, this is divide by 2. So that this becomes 10 now. The frequency changes. Now we can check the frequencies. Number of students here, 0 to 5 or 1 to 5. This is 5. 5 to 10 is 10. So here you have to divide everything by 5. That's why you have to divide this by 2. So 20 divided by 2, 10. Now we can complete the histogram. 10 to 15, that's 20. Yeah. And the other one, what's the other one? Now 15 to 25 is 10. So we can write 15 to 20, 10 to 20, 10 here, and 25 also, 20 to 25 also 10. So this one, 10. So this is the histogram. And then you have to mark the midpoints to get the frequency polygon. So how we mark the midpoints? Midpoint of each bar. This one you have to do twice. So midpoints of these, and here midpoint of the previous one and midpoint of the next one. Now we can complete the frequency polygon. So here to here, to here, and then here. Get this one, this point, and then make sure that you complete this line as well. So this is the frequency polygon. So that's part A. So how can we give marks for this question? 2 marks for writing down these frequencies correctly, and 3 marks to complete. This one you get 1 mark to identify. You have to divide this by 2, and 2 marks for drawing the other 2 bars, and 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 marks for completing the frequency polygon. Now we'll take the part B. Part B. When above table is prepared, it is revealed that marks of certain students are not included after first hour. Their marks do not belong to the interval of 0 to 5. After that, following pie chart is drawn by including their marks also. According to the pie chart, find the total number of students participated for the workshop. So we can look at this part and figure out this. Look at this part. When you take this part, 30 degrees is that. So 30 degrees is that, means how you find out the total number of students? You can multiply by 360. So you get 0 to 5. So earlier, how many students were there 0 to 5? 5 students. So 5 divide by 30 and multiply by 360. You can find out total number of students if it's 5. 5 times 1, 5 times 6. So when you divide by 6, that's 60. Earlier, how many students? 5, 10, 20, 20, 55 altogether. So earlier 55, and what's the difference? Find the number of students who are not represented by above histogram is the difference. So 60 now and earlier 55, so 5 students are not there. 5 students. So you can easily find out using the pie chart how many altogether. That's 60. 60 minus 55 is 5. We can give marks. Now we have already given 7 marks there. So 1 mark here and 1 mark, 2 marks for this. So 3 marks and 7 altogether 10 marks. Now you can try question number 5. That's probability question. We'll do it here. Part A, there are 5 wood apples in a box. All wood apples are identical. 2 of them are raw. So row 2 ones, row 1 and row 2. Priyantha takes a wood apple from the box randomly, and if it's a ripe one, he gives it to his sister and take another one. If the first one is raw, again he takes another one by replacing the first one. Represent the sample space including all possible outcomes on the following grid. So first one is here. Okay, think about he took ripe one. That means he gave that to his sister. So you can't get the same thing. So you can get this, this, this or this. If it's ripe 2, he has taken, he can take the next one, ripe 1. He can't take ripe 2 again. He gives it to his sister. If it's ripe 3, he can take ripe 1, ripe 2, but he can't take ripe 3. All the other possibilities are there. But if he takes raw 1, he replaces it. So he can take anything from this. And raw 2 also, he can take all these other wood apples. So this is the sample space diagram. Only 3 possibilities are not there. So how many altogether? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 possibilities are there. Not 25. 5 times 5, 25. 3 you have to subtract. Indicate the event of both drawn fruits being in ripe or raw. Find the probability of the event. Both, either ripe or raw. How can we find out? We take this one. So if it's ripe, you can take ripe. So this is okay. Ripe with ripe. And then ripe with this ripe. Ripe with this. This one, this one. So that's both ripe. Or both raw. Raw with raw. These two. And these two. So those are the possibilities. So we'll try to draw the set here. This is what they want. Either both raw or both ripe ones. So we'll take that event as A. So they want what's the probability of getting A. So that means count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 out of 22. When you divide by 2, 5 over 11. So that's the second part. So we can give 3 marks for this part. Identify all possibilities and complete the diagram. And 1 mark for this and 1 mark to identify all possibilities. So altogether 5 marks for these 2 parts. Now we'll look at part B. According to the previous reports of Smoke Emission Testing Institute, the owner of the institute said that the probability of fail the test by 3-wheeler is 3/8. And the probability of fail the test by a motorcycle is 1/7. Complete the tree diagram drawn to represent the fail or pass the test by a 3-wheeler came for the smoke emission test. And then we have to extend the tree diagram to represent fail or pass the test by a motor bicycle, which came next for the smoke emission test, and find the probability of failing the test by only 1 vehicle. So we'll try to complete this tree diagram, 3-wheeler. What's 3/8? Probability of fail the test by 3-wheeler. So this is given. So this is 3/8. And from a motor bicycle means the next one. So if this is 3/8, this should be 5/8. 1 minus 3/8. Now we'll try to draw the other branch for motorbikes. Motorbike. Motorbicycle. Motorbicycle. Pass or fail again. Pass, fail. Pass, fail. So 1/7 is the failing probability. If this is 1/7, this should be 6/7. 1/7 is failing, 6/7 is passing. So this is the full diagram, and you need to find the probability of failing the test by only one vehicle. That means passing three-wheeler and failing motorbicycle, or failing three-wheeler and passing the motorbicycle. So what are the two possibilities? Pass, that's 5/8, into fail, 1/7. This one, fail, that's 3/8, and then pass, 6/7. So only one vehicle is failing the test. That means this one. So simplify. 5/56, 18/56. So what's the total? 23/56. So that's the probability of failing the test by only one vehicle. So you get marks here. Now we gave 3, 4, 5 marks there. So 5 marks. So 2 marks for this completing branch and 1 mark for this branch, and 2 marks for this branch for identifying the correct path. So altogether 10 marks. So we completed all 5 questions in part 1. So part 1, 5 questions, each question worth 10 marks. So we'll do the paper 2 next.